Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the month of October 2021. We're going to jump right in here and take a look at your current general energies in this first row. We are going to take a look at any messages from your future self in your second row. Then we're going to look at anything unexpected in your third row. And in your last row, we're going to look at any messages from your guides. On top of that, we're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards at the end. And if you don't have questions, that's fine too, because I'm just going to put them all together and answer them as one. So, Aquarius, this is looking really nice so far. This is probably actually one of the better readings that I've done for the month of October, I would say. It doesn't look like a bad month at all. Actually, everybody has had messages of like abundance and good things coming in, but there have been some like other challenges that have shown up. But yours looks pretty good, like I said. You start off with this Not For You card. You have the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Sun here. I feel like what's not for you is anything that doesn't make you happy. Aquarius, I feel like you're cutting things out very quickly with this Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords can represent a sacrifice. There's a palm frond on this side. Palm fronds can represent sacrifice in the tarot. And there's an olive branch on the other, which can represent an offer of peace, but could also just represent abundance as well, because there's olives all over it. So it can be a card of abundance. But I feel like you're realizing that you don't need to stay stuck in a situation. This is a pretty good reading. I would say that you're like demanding something here, but in a good way. Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. You know, this has vibes to me of like you cutting things out that no longer serve you, period. Plain and simple, right? So I feel like you're cutting things out that no longer serve you. I want to see what this next one is. Yeah, especially if something's a never-ending story. I feel like you're getting rid of it. For some of you, I do feel like this could be a person that you're getting rid of. Could be a fire sign, Sun, Emperor right here. And you could just be focused on new love or new opportunities, the Fool, Two of Cups. For some of you, I feel like there could be like a soulmate coming in for you, or you could already have this person in your life. But I feel like you're cutting someone out here with this. You have the Ace of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Sun. I really, the Sun is the best card in the deck, but I really just feel like saying things don't have to be so hard. For a lot of you, I feel that this could be a person who just makes everything difficult. I feel like that's the never-ending story part of things, is that they just can't just be easy. They can't just go along to get along. So I feel for some of you, you're dealing with a person like that. It definitely feels like love to me, and I feel like that is what you're cutting out, plain and simple. For others, it could be a different type of person. It could be like a family member or something like that, but I feel like you're dealing with a person who is just a pain in the ass, for lack of a better term, right, Aquarius? And you're like cutting that energy out. This is going to lead to a victory with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, is the cutting out, but it's also the victory side of things as well. So it's like you're no longer willing to stay stuck in situations that kind of like keep you stuck as well. I'm getting a lot here just in regards to people as well, Aquarius, just in all your relationships. I do feel like you're being very careful about like the type of people that you surround yourself with, and that would be a good thing as well. I always think that's a good thing. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords here. This could be like a delicate situation. Seven of Swords, it can be lying, cheating, stealing, so you could have been dealing with a liar, cheater, stealer. It can also just represent needing to not take things too seriously, or a person who does take things too seriously. He has polka dots on his cloak, and polka dots in the tarot represent needing to not take things too seriously. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you just know this exists. Sometimes when I get two cards that are like extremely different, Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, total opposite sides of the spectrum, right? What I would say here is that it's like that you can have this life. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been with a person who's super negative, Aquarius, but it's like if you've ever been with a person who is like always negative, and it's like sometimes I think let me just put it this way. Sometimes I think we get together with people, maybe we're in a negative place, they're in a negative place. But it's like sometimes we change, right? We start to say, well, things aren't really that bad, but the other person is staying negative. I get that here, where it's like you could almost be with a person or you have been with a person where it's like maybe you were negative together at one point, but it's like you are seeing that things can be better. with the Ten of Pentacles. I don't think you have this yet. I feel like Ten of Pentacles is something that you desire to have. I feel like you desire to have a happy home, happy family. Ten of Pentacles is, to me, like the best love card in the deck, but to me, it's also the best family card in the deck. It's not just having a family. It is like building or leaving a legacy. Even if you don't want to have a family, you can still leave a legacy behind, right? So I feel for some of you, it's like I get this feeling of just saying to yourself, like, things don't have to be that bad. Those are the words that are popping into my head. So I feel like you're leaving behind situations with people or relationships where they're just too negative. With the Sun, you have the Chariot. Damn. Aquarius. Again, best reading I've done this month for sure. I feel like you're heading towards a victory. I feel like you're heading towards success and abundance as well with the Chariot. I feel like you're kind of, and I feel like you're taking more control. Look, Chariot with the Emperor here, it's like you're definitely taking more control over your own reality here, is what I think. It wouldn't surprise me if the Wheel of Fortune showed up either. And sorry, but I gotta have water today. Next in the area of the messages from your future self, you have this potential card. I love this card. There's a mountain on this card, but I always say, where do you get the best views? At the top of a mountain. So it's always worth climbing to the top of the mountain in tarot and oracle, everything. So I feel like your future self wants you to know that something has a lot of potential in your life. If you're wondering what this is, well, let's find out. You have the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Emperor here. I feel like you've felt stuck here for a long time, not sure what to do. I feel like there are multiple ways for you to accomplish a goal, but this is definitely like some sort of wish that you've had. For some of you, it could be to have love, for example. Maybe you feel like there are things that are holding you back. The Eight of Swords just says, there's more than one way to have love. There's more than one way to get a person in your life. So it just says open up to other ways of doing things and you will be successful. Try something you haven't tried before and you will be successful with the Eight of Swords. I do feel like you need to make a wish, and I also feel like you are, I feel like you need to be ready with the Emperor here. As I have been saying to everyone, he still has his armor on. He's got like regular clothing on, but he has armor on as well. It says that he is always ready for any opportunity that could come his way. So I feel like you need to be ready to kind of like take action. I feel your future self wants you to know that. I do feel like your future self is like telling you that it's going to be worth it to climb a mountain. Like, let's say you are getting into a relationship that where maybe you're dealing with a person who is very busy and maybe you're having to like put in the work, really having to put in the work to make it work. That card basically says it's going to be worth it. I always tell people, you don't want to get into a relationship that is necessarily easy to get into because it's, as I say, easy come, easy go, right? I do feel like relationships should be kind of like a little bit of work. And I'm not talking about like playing hard to get and playing all these games and all this 90-day fiance stuff, right? That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is getting into a relationship where you're kind of like having to build it and develop it and work at it and all that other, the good side of working on it. For others, it could be a job as well or a business where it's like requiring a little bit of work, or there could just be an opportunity that's coming in that is a lot of work. I feel like your future self is saying, take it because it'll be worth it. You're going to be setting yourself apart. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Seven of Cups here. I feel like you need to stay focused on the facts with these Seven of Cups. Those are the words that are popping into my head. With the Eight of Swords and Seven of Cups, we can be trying to do something and like get into a relationship, but then we have like all these like worries that pop into our heads. We can be like, what if this person cheats on me? What if this person leaves me for my best friend's mom? What if this person does this, that, or the other thing? All these what ifs, right? This basically says focus on what's in front of you. Focus on the evidence. Like, have they done things that say that they would do those things? If the answer is no, then they probably wouldn't do those things, right? So I feel like for a lot of you, it's like saying focus on what's in front of you. Don't try to come up with all these stories. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles here. I feel like you have a lot more resources at your disposal than you realize. Five of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. And with the Emperor, you have the Star. Damn. Aquarius, this is a good reading, even with some of these challenging cards. The Sun and the Star together is like fame and fortune. So if you're trying to become famous, or if you do anything that requires attention, very positive. For the most part, I feel like the star is saying that, I feel like it's just saying that something is possible. It is your card. I mean, this is you, Aquarius. You're coming up in a very strong position. But I feel like it's also saying that if you want something, it's possible. You just have to take the steps here with this potential card. It's like, yes, it's going to require work. Yes, it's going to be like climbing a mountain. But I feel like your future self wants you to know that if there's an opportunity that's coming in for you, it is going, but especially if it looks big, like a mountain, like something that's going to require a lot of responsibility or work, I would jump on it, Aquarius, because it's going to put you above the rest, basically, is what this is saying to me. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this family room card. Some of you could be having a family. You could be meeting a person that you will be having a family with as well. I want to see what the next card is here as well. You have this courthouse card. For some of you, could be divorce, something like that, or you could be, doing something along those lines. But you have the Page of Pentacles. I'm getting adoption popping into my head as well. That might only be for one of you out there, something about an adoption. But you have the Page of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Two of Cups here. It's like good news coming in for you. Definitely a need to not be too focused on the small details. The Page of Pentacles can be very, very nitpicky and very, very, like almost too, can look at things too deeply, especially in relationships as well. The Page of Pentacles can be looking for absolute perfection, which doesn't exist. So if you want love, I feel like you need to realize that people aren't perfect, plain and simple, with the Page of Pentacles. But I kind of am getting more that this is communication. I feel like in the Fool would be you taking a leap of faith towards a person who is probably like your soulmate, your whatever you want to call it, with the Two of Cups. I feel like I said this to you in your last reading as well. I think you had the Two of Cups because I was talking about how it's like I think I said in your last reading that I did for you that it's almost like it's a person who comes from a different world, The Two of Cups, these people are meant to look very, very different on the Two Cups, or the two people. And so it's like it can represent two people who come from very different backgrounds, two people who come from a different world, different upbringings, things like that. So I do feel like you could be attracting a person at this time who is very different than you. Could be an earth sign. And you have a lot of earth here. Could also be a fire sign as well. Could be any sign. I mean, it's just a general reading. But those are the ones that stand out to me. But I feel like what's unexpected, like this looks to me like an unexpected conversation here. And really, I feel like what this row is saying is like some of you could be having an unexpected conversation with a person that leads to like marriage or love, and quite unexpectedly as well. It might not happen like this month, but it's like the conversation is the thing that leads to the two people getting together. So you could be talking to like a friend. Maybe you discover you're in love with each other. For others, it's like maybe you're talking to just a random person and you fall in love, right? It's like it's some sort of conversation leads to like love. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Six of Pentacles. I would make sure you're giving to the right thing here. He's giving to one person, not the other. And with the Page of Pentacles, it could represent, like, again, with the Seven of Cups here, paying attention to the wrong things, paying too much attention to the negative, not enough to the positive. Again, with the Six of Pentacles, you get what you feed. You get what you give to. If you're giving to the positive side of things, you're going to get the positive. If you're giving to the negative, you're going to get the negative. So make sure you're giving to the right thing here with the Six of Pentacles. For sure. But let's see. With the Fool here, you have the Fool. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. It's time for you to take a leap of faith here, Aquarius. I feel like you need to kind of like jump towards something, especially with this card here. I feel really... I do feel like you're being presented with a difficult opportunity, but not in a bad way. This is like a good way. If I came to you and I said I have $1 billion business, but you're gonna have to work 10 years on it, it's like it would suck. But in 10 years, if like I guaranteed that you were gonna be a billionaire, you would be a billionaire. So it's like is it worth climbing that mountain? I mean, yes, probably, right? Because as I always say, one of my favorite people of all time, Brian Tracy, he says, in 10 years, it's going to be 10 years anyway. So it's like if there's some sort of opportunity that takes time or more effort, it's like the time is going to pass anyway. So why not get something for it? That's what I feel like this reading is saying. With the Two of Cups here, you have the Sun. Damn. Aquarius, I'm telling you right now, this is a good reading. Sun twice, are you kidding me? This is definitely something that makes you very happy, something that is very good for you. In a lot of ways, I feel like you are having these realizations where It's almost like these readings are saying to me, or this reading is saying to me, you are realizing that you've been giving energy to something that isn't even fulfilling to you in the first place. Some of you, I'm wondering if like you are divorced or something, and it's like maybe you're still giving energy to the past person or whatever. Maybe you need to forgive them, or maybe you need to move on or whatever. But I feel like you're having these realizations that are setting you free. Here in the area of messages from your guides, you have the Coyote Spirit says, trust in divine detours. I feel like you're, again, spiritual flat tires, things like that as well. I'm also getting like, if you have any signs, symbols, omens, if there are things that are personal to you that you take as a message from the universe, then I would pay attention to those signs and symbols and all that other stuff. You have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords here. I really feel like you're walking away from something from the past here, like I said, and I feel like you're more focused on kind of like empty fields with the Knight of Pentacles. The fields behind him are empty. He needs to take action, the Knight of Pentacles. He's the only knight that isn't moving. He's the only knight in the tarot that doesn't display movement, so it's like you're going to have to plant the fields. Again, like I can't get over the fact that there's definitely some work that needs to be done, but again, this is what you will end up as. Queen of Wands, bold, assertive, successful. She represents wholehearted energy. She focuses on things that she can put her heart and soul into, and that's it. She gets rid of the rest. So I would be focusing on things that, lead to growth, abundance, things you can put your heart and soul into, because I feel like that's going to lead to the most success, especially at this time. Let's see where this is going, Aquarius. Definitely a very good reading. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Moon here. I feel like this is asking you to trust your intuition. Like I said, trust in divine detours, but I feel like you need to trust in those signs and symbols as well. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the High Priestess, trust your intuition. Like I said, some of you could be dealing with a Pisces as well, Aquarius. Two Pisces cards on top of each other. But there needs to be work if you're dealing with a Pisces. If you're dealing with anyone, I don't care who you're dealing with as far as love is concerned. It's like for some of you, it's like I'm getting this weird message, like I said, where it's almost like if you're dealing with someone in love, it's like it's going to be a relationship that requires like more work than ever. But I keep getting this reminder in my head where it's like saying easy come, easy go. So it's like if something comes to you easily, it's disappear just as easily. If something requires work and you have to love it and nurture it and take care of it, it's like then that isn't going to just run away from you. It's not going to just disappear. But again, I feel like people always leave me comments. They're always like, yeah, but if I put all this work in, this person will just run away. I'm like, there's a very easy solution to this issue of running away, right? If you're putting in the work and they're also putting in the same amount of work, then they're probably not going to run away. If you are getting into a relationship, these problems that we have where people run away, it's because one person is putting in too much work, right? And the other person isn't putting in any work or enough at all, period. So again, if you're worried about someone running away, Aquarius, if you're putting in work and they're putting the same amount of work, probably not going to run away. It's a very easy solution. It's very easy to pay attention to that and make sure that you're paying attention. Six of Pentacles is like a tennis match. You put a little in, they hit the ball over to your side, you put a little in. They put a little in, you put a little in. Back and forth, right? So as long as you're doing that, there will be none of this running away BS, is what I would say here. Plain and simple. Trust your intuition. For some of you, I feel like you're definitely making a sacrifice. She has pomegranates on the cloth behind her. Pomegranates are this fruit of the underworld. It can represent some sort of death or transformation or sacrifice, like with the Ace of Swords. With the Five of Swords here, yeah, Queen of Wands again. I feel like you need to be bold, assertive, and really go for what you want. I feel like you're cutting things out that just no longer serve you here, just in general. So I definitely like to see that. We're gonna, that's that. Really good reading. I would, I think maybe the most important thing here is that you need to pay attention to any opportunities that come your way that could require more work. And this could be in work or business. But again, if you get an opportunity in your career that is going to require a lot of extra responsibility, what does that mean? It means like not a lot of other people are going to be doing it. So it sets you apart. I feel like, the message, I keep getting that message that whatever this is, it's like it sets you above the rest or, sets you apart or something like that. We're going to do 3 yes or no question cards now, 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need to think of your questions. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put them all together at the end. For question number 1, you have the High Priestess. I would say yes. I feel yes, but I would trust your intuition on this as well. You have the High Priestess twice. Could be some mysteries, but I would say yes. For question number 2, I would say yes. 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is more like a maybe. I keep forgetting to call this yes, no, maybe. 7 of Pentacles says, you need to, whatever your question is, you need to analyze the situation and you need to determine for yourself if it's worth it or not. 7 of Pentacles is the juice worth the squeeze? Do I get out what I put in? Exactly what we were talking about over here with relationships. You put in a little, they put in a little. You put in a little, they put in a little. As long as you're matching energy and matching what you're putting into a situation, then yes, it's worth it. If that's not happening, then no, it's not. For your last question, 4 of Swords, I'd say no. I feel like some sort of slowdown is popping into my head. I would say no. For question number 3, putting it all together, I feel like you need to trust your intuition and also trust what is right in front of you. It's funny because I titled the Pisces reading, trust the evidence or something like that. I feel you two are right next to each other. This is why I'm telling you this, Aquarius, is you two are right next to each other and you always get very similar readings. I really feel like a very strong need for you to like trust what is right in front of you. And that's like all that matters. But really good reading. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, Aquarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your month.